John Black versus Elena Claire. 10 minutes. Let's go. The final time, by the way, is tonight, where you'll see these Iron Man matches as when we go into the round of 16. It will just be normal, straight up singles matches.
By no means is the first fall guarantee, though. We've seen plenty of big Iron Man match comebacks in the past.
I'm hoping game sound is picking up, because sometimes I need your guys' help with when the bell rings. Oh no, submissions. Go for the pin. Okay, cool. Yeah, just because sometimes our last give points actually get given out because of fucking how, you know, dumb the game can be with the animations of tapping. Two. Kick out at 2. There's a big L3 to see the score. Can you? No.
Oh my, dragon screw into the ankle breaker. Rolls through.
That does not work. John gets Olivia up high. And slam back down to the mat. Come on, you could. It might be because I have just the hood turned off in general. I don't know. Oh, I would like to let people know as well in the in advance for season 2 that the MCW is going to have a more kind of indie company kind of presentation, because well, because I just fuck with that presentation more. I feel like it's also as well, like, the actual customization of arenas, there isn't enough customization to really warrant the whole massive arenas consistently. There's not really much you can do with them, because there's not enough arena options. Whereas, like, something having, like, the arena props and stuff, they actually make, like, a big difference in, like, kind of much smaller arenas. Fucking Jesus Christ! Brad, you're a knob. That scared the shit out of me. Oh. Thank you, Brad, for the donation. That scared the absolute fucking daylights out of me. My lord. Jesus. Oh. John Black going for the pin. And a kick out. Stand by Q. Doug's taking it as a challenge. Oh, that's all good, Brad. As you already know that you're not there's no you know, forcefulness to have to donate, you know. Elena Claire trying to get back into this match, as it's been all John Black until this point. Locks in the guillotine, but Elena Claire getting out of the submission. Guys don't believe me, believes me again. Yeah, all the time, actually. I'm so horrible to you in DMs every time, Brad. It's not my fault, I just fucking hate you.
She manages to reverse it. And now propped up in the corner.
Going John in the corner. Also, low-key, Brad, you actually don't understand how helpful the £17 is, because I currently have £3 to last me the next 2 weeks. I literally spent basically the last of my money today just getting like bread and milk in, so I'd actually be able to eat. Because currently, right now, my entire diet for the next week is like packet ramen noodles and toast. That's all I've got. Call my new call shit and would not accept them, and said I had to make all new calls, only allowed to keep Jack. Jack would be the first to go, I'm gonna be honest. He has caused me too much stress. Like, I love Jack as a call, but he's caused me too much stress. Front slam from John Black. There's a second front slam from John Black. Still technically all to play for here. I mean, it has been pretty much a domination from John Black here, but no points awarded yet. I don't fart much, so I'm all good. Don't worry. And John Black goes for the springboard cutter, but misses the distance on it. Kind of just stands there in shock at himself, it seems.
Torturous focus on the leg. Ooh. Half the time limit is ticked away and we remain in a dead heat.
Tugging the ankle of Elena Claire.
As neither of these superstars has been able to find the edge.
John Black gets Elena up high. And the avalanche. AA into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Jesus. That might be the closest kick out we have ever had. That was minuscule. Mere milliseconds. Elena Claire dodging John Black, who was stalking her. Getting back to her feet. And a code breaker from Elena Claire. Going in for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. Elena Claire trying to come back into this. See, this isn't good. This is the last thing that John wants to see, is Elena Claire getting some, you know, flurry here. And the spinning back fist into the pin. Going in for the pin now. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. The last thing that John wants is in these final few minutes, Elena Claire to get a bit of momentum, because he needs 3 points to get himself kind of in that qualification spots. You know, I mean, technically he only needs 2 to get himself into the actual top 4, but that's with hopes of Noah Morrison not getting points later on tonight. And the backdrop suplex. For John Black getting up. And a big diving shoulder tackle to Elena Claire. John needs miracles here if he wants to reach to that top 4 here. And the slingshot spear. As he now goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. John Black gets a point. What is the tiebreaker? If 2 people fall on the same points, and you know, it would be to decide who goes through and who doesn't. It is decided on point differential. Basically, whoever is given up the most points in the tournament is the one that would not go through. And then if that's the same, the chance of that is very low. But if that's the same, it will be head to head. So whoever won out of those 2 people, they would have faced each other in the group stage. Whoever won out of that will go through. Basically, very similar to how real world football works, and the World Cup would work. In kind of see point difference as goal difference. Already told me what happened. I'm glad to see you here, Casey. Spinning back fist from Elena. Going for the pin to try and even up the score. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. Again, it's these kind of flurries of energy that John does not need. John needs another point to at least securely putting him in the top 4. And that might be the game plan here for John Black. And fucking Jesus Christ. Oh. Holy shit, thank you for the fucking £50 dono, Doug. Holy shit. Scares the life out of me every time. And Elena Claire tapping to the guillotine from John Black. John Black got himself into the top 4 now. He is currently 4th place. But the code breaker from Elena Claire into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Elena Claire gets a point for herself here. Still really not what John wants, because John wants to be able to have Elena Claire be the one that goes below him. Mission heart attack on the way. Listen, donations do fucking scare the shit out of me every time, you know? Like, every time. Like, I should probably set an amount limit where, like, save the really big, you know, the big donations for the ones that will scare the shit out of me. But and the power driver here, Elena to even the scores up to 2-2. 1, 2, 3, and she does with 10 seconds to spare.
What do they have planned here? Kicks.
And the match is over just like that. And now John Black will be purely reliant on Noah Morrison picking up no points pretty much. And maybe on point differential he could maybe get through. Fucking hell.
The bell is rung and the clock is
Alrighty, Santanica, Andre Cruz. It was mentioned in the chat, Santanica is, you know, pretty much eliminated. I mean, there is kind of a chance if she was to dominate Andre Cruz here, like 6-0, like Wayne Evans did in the week 1, then you know, I feel like she would then make it in pretty much, because then she'd just have to hope that Doug doesn't score like fucking 6 points himself. But there is a chance, you know, if she's coming in here with some absolute heat. He just a better cook. He went to culinary school for a year. I did not know that.
makes a move and applies a wrist lock.
He's ordered a pizza, no cooking it tonight. To be fair, Doug, the money that you donated is paying for me to order food tonight, because I actually just don't have anything in to eat really, like other than toast. And I don't really fancy having toast for tea after, so I'm probably going to just get like a cheap takeout, and then I'm going to spend the rest on actually getting food in. Because even though obviously I'd say it's going towards the MCW improvements, it's more like the donations I get will fund my life until I am paid in about a week and a half, and then I will pay for the improvements myself. That's the actual like fact of what's happening, because you know I have to actually make it to that. I have to make it to be able to get paid. You know, I have to be alive for the commissions to come back, and that tends to be hard when you don't have food in. So, you know,
Driving them toward the ropes, looking to keep some control.
some chain wrestling here. Andre Cruz powering over Santanica. Santanica getting the cheap shot in though, as they link back up in chain wrestling. Is this not like the 4th time they've chain wrestled in this match already? And Andre Cruz once again out-strengthing. I'm going to expect the exact same interaction here of Santanica going for the cheap shot. Yep. I was so worried they were about to go into chain wrestling then. Andre Cruz going for the pin early. 1. And a kick out at 1 from Santanica.
Takes a tremendous amount of physical fortitude to succeed in an Ironman match, but I assume it takes more than that.
No, you're absolutely right in that assumption, Cole. It takes a lot of heart and desire to be victorious here. So just because you might be down a point or the clock is closing in, that doesn't mean you can or should give up. Remember that.
Turning the tables.
Andre Cruz rolling out the way of the drop kick. Santanica towards the ropes. It would certainly be a big bragging right as well for Andre Cruz if he was able to make his way through the World Cup and get that win and get himself that guarantee, you know, world title shot at Mania, or, well, Final Destination. Kick out at 2 from Santanica. If he'd be able to do that, it kind of saves his briefcase cash in, you know, for a little bit longer if he needs to. Who knows, he could carry both the briefcase and the world title, and who says that he can't just go and cash in on, you know, the world title or, you know, any other title just to have the claim to do so. He could cash in on getting back his international championship.
And he goes crashing to the outside.
If he was already world champion, you know.
Taking this to the outside.
Kick to the cranium of their opponent. Trying to get that mental edge. You can't let yourself get psyched out. Ooh, well measured.
His body has to be racked with pain.
Still got a ways to go, but you don't want to let this trend continue much longer if you can help it.
Oh, man. Spinning back fist.
goodness, dribbling the opponent's head like a basketball.
And gets tossed back into the mat.
Oh, shot to the jaw.
Oh, he's up.
Oh, wait a second.
And going for the roll up here, Andre Cruz. Santana reversing it. 1. Kick out at 1 from Andre Cruz. Still points to be had.
Spiked with a Michinoku driver. She's being unrelenting in her offense.
She is meticulous and lethal with her
Hey,
offense.
MD, can you do me a favor? You know how I know you're watching? Can you stop doing that thing where you're saying things out loud to John and forgetting to actually say it in the chat? Cheers.
Each competitor must keep the time limit in mind.
And things cannot be more even in this matchup as we are all knotted up.
Half the time limit is ticked away and we remain in a dead
Going for that top rope coffin drop. Lands directly to Andre Cruz's stomach. He is doing that. I know he is.
Momentum on him.
He is absolutely back in this fight. Knee strike to the face. Oh, my goodness.
Jam your leg in a bad way.
Double leg drop.
Santana pushing Andre Cruz off. Still no points awarded as of just yet.
In the world? What's happening here? Over and over. That got bad real quick.
Santana goes to walk over to the corner but spots Andre Cruz getting back to his feet. And Andre Cruz, the diving forearms and a kip up, bringing the speed. I don't like this. Going for the standing Spanish fly into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Right, so there's a chance for Doug so far. There is a chance. If Andre Cruz gets no points, it could be quite worrying for Doug Foster. Because especially if it ends up coming down to head-to-heads between them, if they're giving away the same amount of points. Doug Foster did beat Andre Cruz in like the very first week of the World Cup, so... But that heel kick from Andre could be what secures him the point. But never mind, Santana appears right behind him with the payback.
As well as there should be, Michael. That was about as frightening as it gets.
Frankensteiner.
And he just continues to dish out punishment here.
Attacking again and again. It's all him right now. What we are seeing from these superstars is almost...
Target the arm of Santana.
Defying all sense of reason, they continue to fight tooth and nail.
We're in the final quarter of this bout. Still
That little payback could cost Andre Cruz his spot in the top 4, depending. The code breaker from Andre Cruz. A roll up here from Santana. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. If the ref was just a little bit quicker, I reckon that would have hit. And a coffin drop from the top rope springboard there from Santana. Taunting Andre Cruz. Andre getting the elbows up.
to escape the attack.
And Santana with the reversal on the clothesline. Goes for the pin. Using the ropes as leverage. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. Nearly being able to use the ropes to cheat a point out of Andre Cruz. But Andre with a sit-out powerbomb to Santana.
Waiting to strike. Brace for impact.
And going for the heel kick once more. Is that going to be enough? He's crawling his way to Santana to go for the cover. 1 minute remaining. This is the slowest I've ever seen Andre Cruz move. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. I think just how slowly Andre Cruz was crawling over was what able to give Santana that time to be able to get the kick out. And the springboard moonsault. as he now goes to the middle rope.
No one budging, but struggling to
And a moonsault from the middle rope.
as they knock on destiny's door.
The WWE Universe standing at attention, completely entranced.
Got to stop on the leg of Santana. This could end 0-0. This could be the first completely pointless match we've had in the World Cup. Goes, sits her down, goes for the heel kick once more. But he's down, he's crawling over, goes for the cover. 5 seconds left. 1, 2. And the timer ran out. Oh. Here it is, Poland and Canada. Olivia Black and Doug Foster. Going for the pin early on the roll-up. Sorry, give me 1 second. I need to just text my mum real quick because she tried to call me. What was the score of the last match? 0-0. Sorry, I can't really commentate much on thingy. Mill, I only do that in Magic the Gathering. Oh, let's go. Yeah, 0. It's 0. Big up Magic the Gathering. So with Poland versus Germany, you won't see that unless it is all the way into the finals. It's consistent Clash v Clash, Strike v Strike, all the way up until the finals. So they would have to both make the finals. Back suplex into the pin from Doug Foster. Doug Foster needs 5 points to guarantee his spot in the round of 16. 4 points could do it. I haven't actually done the maths on the point differentials just yet. So, you know, there's a chance I need to wait until the end of stream for that one. Locking in the submission on Olivia, but Olivia using the knees to get out. Happening Mizaki all the way. Let's go. I'm glad someone else sees my vision. That's fair. No doubt Helga will. Olivia, on the other hand. Yeah, but I think you might be a bit biased saying no doubt Helga will make it to the final, I'll be honest. You might be a little bit biased there. And a coffin drop from the top rope from Doug. Doug has come into this really strong and dominant. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. I mean, I think Doug knows what's at stake here. He knows that he's got to do everything he can and dominate this match. Eyeing up Olivia, going for that punt kick, but Olivia dodging, going for the roll-up here. But a kick out at 1, or at 0, sorry. Yeah, unfortunately for UKC, Helga versus Mizaki in the final is not possible. And a lovely DDT from Olivia Black. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. I guess, to be fair, Olivia Black can get away with taking it easy. She is pretty much guaranteed to make it into the round of 16. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. You know, Doug Foster is definitely not making, you know, definitely not going to be able to get 7 points. Oh, no, actually, oh, no, even if he did, to be fair, Andre Cruz would still be under her. So, yeah, actually, he... No, but oh yeah, they can meet in the semi-finals. That is true. Going for the springboard drop kick. He climbs to the top rope. I have no idea what that funky ass fucking zesty ass pose was in the middle of that dive there, but Olivia Black gets to the back, goes for the move, but the backdrop from Doug Foster going for the point here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Pro played Eggers on midair. Yeah, he actually, it did look like that. But Olivia with the clothesline. And a drop kick to the back of Doug Foster. And caught the stunner. But Doug gets the elbow up. And a clothesline after clothesline. Into the front slam. Waiting for Olivia to get back to her feet. And getting her up high. But Olivia getting away out of the grip of Doug Foster. But Doug with the punch to the stomach. Throwing her towards the ropes. And ducking underneath. And the diving forearms. Picking Olivia up. Throwing her towards the ropes once more. And flattening her down to the mat. Trying to go for the first point. 1, 2, 3. And he does. He has nearly 4 minutes. But Olivia getting out the grip one more time. The leg takedown. Raining down the punches. If Doug Foster can get 4 more points in this 3.5 minutes. If he gets 4 points, he gets a guarantee into the top 4. If he gets 3, he might get through on point difference. I haven't done the maths. But Olivia Black getting the point. Although I will say, Olivia Black getting points doesn't really do anything. I mean, granted, she could still potentially mathematically get to the top. She could overtake Apathy in second, that's for sure. Which would still be a bit of a bragging right for Olivia. But, you know, Olivia getting points off Doug does not actually affect Doug's chances here. Although, actually, maybe it would, actually, because of if it comes down to point difference, actually. Now that I think about it, there's actually a chance it actually does cost him. You know, if it comes down to 1 point after that point difference. Point difference. Yeah, Doug, so basically, if 2 people finish on the same points and it comes down to... You know, and if it's a case of those 2 people that are on the same points, one of them would finish in the bottom 2 and one of them would go into the top 4. Basically, the way that it will be worked out is whichever one of them gave up the most points to their opponents over the course of the group stages, they will be the one that finishes in the bottom 2. Yeah, I said that before you said that. It does matter. Yeah. And going for the pin now. 1, 2, 3. Doug Foster gets 2. He only needs 3 more points in 2 minutes to secure himself that spot. But throwing Olivia out the ring is just not what you'd want in this situation. Goes for the suicide dive, but Olivia dodges it, sending him straight to the outside. This is going to be very close for Doug Foster. I know bits of algebra. I was quite good at maths in school. Doug Foster getting to his feet. Gets the grapple before Olivia does, though. But Olivia reversing with the clothesline. Going for the pin on Doug. 1, 2, 3. And she does get the points. Technically, you know, there's still a chance of Olivia going second. Or gaining second. Doug Foster rolling out the way. Goes for the step up into Guri, which was... But Olivia went for the Superman punch at the same time. And then the suplex from Doug Foster there. And he's lining up for the knee. Drops it on the face of the international champion. Getting Olivia to her feet. Or no, kneeling position, sorry. As it goes for the leg drop, but Olivia rolls out the way. As the clock ticks, the chances of Doug Foster getting to that top 4 drastically decrease. Goes for the Superman punch, but the Doug Foster's speed is too much for her to handle. But the stunner! 30 seconds left. And Olivia locking in the sleeper. I'm assuming that's a point. Can someone confirm, please, with the noise? I'm assuming it was, though. Doug Foster with the roll-up, though. 1, 2, 3. Doug Foster gets the roll-up. But there's only 4 seconds left. He does get a point at the final minute. It was a really valiant effort from Doug Foster. It was a 3-3 draw between these two. 3 draws in a row, by the way, is insane considering they've barely happened all tournament. Alrighty, here we go. Into Owen O'Rourke versus Gavin Storm. If you don't mind me for a second, I think I need to just double check something. The match will still be on. Just, I mean, I would say keep track, but I'm going to be on literally like 30 seconds, so it's not going to, you know, go anywhere. Nothing's going to happen. There we go. Alrighty. It's safe to say that Owen has had a very difficult World Cup, and I mean the chances of him getting through at this point are basically none. I mean, there is the world where, again, if he has that dominant performance and gets if he manages to get a 5-0 win here, if he gets 5 points here, and you know, and Noah Morrison gets 0, then he's in with a chance. Goes in for the submission hold though. But Gavin Storm breaks his way out of it. And the overarm punch thrown. And the repeated clotheslines to the chest of Owen in that corner. And then the suplex. Goes in for the pin early. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Owen O'Rourke. Can this be the first match of the night that isn't a draw? We are soon to find out. Owen O'Rourke throwing Gavin into the ropes, but Gavin returning with a power slam. It's been all Gavin so far. Getting Owen to get to his feet, not wasting any time, taking the fight to the Irish Hitman. Owen O'Rourke with the roll up here. But a kick out before 1 from Gavin. I mean, these two have pretty much had, like, complete parallel World Cups in the sense of that it had been direct opposites. As you've got Owen, someone who probably had quite high expectations coming into the World Cup, you may have even considered him to be one of the favourites, and then you have Gavin Storm, who definitely didn't have too much expectations coming into this matchup, but he was, you know, able to, you know, adapt to the pressure and has been able to thrive under the pressure of the World Cup more than he you know, has, at least as a solos competitor, this is the most success that Gavin has had since the tag run with his brother Aiden. Goes for the moonsault from the top rope, though, and misses the distance and is met straight into Gavin's Storm. Throws him into the corner, but Owen gets the legs up. Again, there is a miracle that sees Owen get through here. We saw Doug Foster nearly pull off a miracle before. 1. And a kick out at 1. And Owen sizing Gavin up, staring into his soul before the headbutt into the suplex. As he's now going top rope, surely to go for that big elbow from the top. And he goes for it, but it is dodged out the way by Gavin Storm, who returns with a big boot. And he goes top rope of his own. Busted open is Gavin there as well, as you can see. Oh, it doesn't go with that. It goes for a springboard uppercut himself anyways, but it's dodged by Owen. Don't really see what the point in him going top rope was there, but Gavin using the legs to push Owen away. As he's now dragging Owen away from the ropes, that leads me to believe that he is maybe looking for a submission maneuver. We're seeing Gavin earn a few points in this World Cup via submission so far. Gets Owen up for a power bomb. And he does lock in a submission here. And Owen taps. Gavin Storm gets the first point in this match. And I will say as well, there is a chance here in tonight that Gavin takes the shock of going to top spot in the group and finishing top of the group here, which is shocking considering how dominant Wayne Evans, started, but has definitely slowed down in the last 2 matches that he's had, and having his final opponent be Noah Morrison, that is not going to be an easy one to get points against. Owen going for the point here against Gavin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Of course, Owen on 2 points, the lowest point total in the entire tournament. Of course, both of those points coming from the same match, which was only the last show of the World Cup. Owen rolling out the way, but still gets hit with a clothesline in the back from Owen O'Rourke. It's been a very scrappy match this so far, that's for sure and certain, but that's nothing less to be expected from these two competitors who will put it all out on the line. Going for the cover here. 1, 2, 3. Gavin Storm up to 12 points. If he gets 2 more, he does leapfrog Wayne Evans to go into first. Of course, Wayne Evans can earn that back later on in the night. Owen going for the clothesline there, but clearly stumbling. Win over changed his path. Facts, yeah. Gavin being the breakout star of the Blood Devils is sick. Owen going for the big elbow once more. This time it connects. As Owen goes for the pin, moving him away from the ropes. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 again from Gavin Storm. The resiliency of this dangerous grappler is something that can never be understated. Going for the pin once more. 1, 2, and finally it's enough for Gavin Storm to give up a point here. Gavin still leading 2-1 though. Kick to the gut here. Owen with a knee to the gut. Dropping Gavin Storm face first onto the turnbuckles. Gavin getting the leg up and running into Owen. A big super kick from Owen. You don't see him use that kind of athleticism much. Hits the coffin drop onto Gavin Storm. Goes for another super kick, but it is ducked under by Gavin, who slams with a side slam to Owen O'Rourke. Owen O'Rourke hits the clothesline. Hits the second clothesline. And a leg takedown. Picking Gavin up. Sizing him up for some strikes. And a big suplex. Owen does a lot of that sizing people up as soon as he picks them up. And an axe kick. Gavin Storm rolling out the way though. Goes to the diving forearms, but Owen dodging out the way. It's still 2-1 to Gavin Storm though. Goes for the flying elbow, but it's ducked out the way by Gavin Storm. And Gavin Storm with the suplex into the pin here. Trying to take his lead to 3. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 from Owen. And Gavin's not going to be happy about that. That win prevented him from equaling Wayne Evans' points. Locks in the submission hold here. And he does tap. That leaves Gavin Storm drawn on points with Wayne Evans right now. And I think that it's going to leave them drawn on points. It'll come down to point differentials to decide which one of them actually finish first. As that match is the first match that doesn't end in a draw, as I believe the score was 3-1. Yeah, it was. It was 3-1 to Gavin Storm. But the group is still... There is still a big thing in the group here, which is, if Noah Morrison picks up 0 points in this next match, it'll be John Black that goes through in the top 4. If Noah Morrison picks up 1 point, it goes down to point differential. And if he picks up 2 in this match, then it will be Noah Morrison guaranteed to go through. They seem to remove they haven't really. It's called the Cutthroat. There's a corner variant and a running one now. They changed the name of it because Tama Tonga uses it in WWE now, and I'm assuming that that's what WWE call the move now for Tama Tonga. I'm assuming they call it the Cutthroat for him. Whereas it was called the Blindside before because no one in WWE used it, and it was purely in there to definitely just have Ospreay's finisher in. And so it didn't have an actual official name. But yeah, that's why it's changed. Here we go. Wayne Evans versus Noah Morrison. And it's funny that this match probably means more to a guy who's not even in the match. John Black will be watching with a close eye. Of course, watching his sister already qualify for the round of 16 earlier tonight. And he joins suit. And this truly is anyone could win here. These are 2 very similar level of wrestlers. Noah Morrison finding his way out of the Tree of Woe. As he runs for a big splash. Of course, you could see the side of this where maybe Wayne Evans is going a little. He might go a tad bit easy considering he's already, guaranteed his spot in the top 6 in the round of 16. But there's also the bragging rights of if he could at least get 1 point in this match, he would at least guarantee his top spot. As it is currently Wayne and Gavin who are drawn for top spot, and it'll come down to point differential. It'd be nice for one of them to get a more consistent top of the board here. But all Noah needs is 2 points for guaranteed safety. If he gets 1 point, he could still be safe. I haven't worked out the maths. Wayne Evans, clearly a statement of intent there. Takes the top of the announce desk off. He might not want Noah to move on so he doesn't have to face him later on. If it helps, I don't think it'd be possible. I'm pretty sure the it's going to be set up in a sense that it's going to be group versus group as well. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that, but like I think it is. I don't think that anyone that started in the same group can face each other now for the rest of the tournament. I might be wrong on that, but you know, I'm pretty sure that's the way the tournament's working. Because I've not actually worked out the mathematics on that. Wayne throwing Noah up, catching him, backbreaker, goes in for the pin early. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. I mean, Wayne Evans will just... I mean, the only thing that Wayne can really want from this match here is if he can, you know, get this win. Get 1 point. It'll put him guaranteed top of the group and planting with the DDT. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Brad says you slacking. What do you mean I'm slacking? What did I do that's slacking? And a clothesline for Noah Morrison into a back body drop into a spine buster, picking Wayne Evans up, but Wayne Evans fighting his way out with a couple elbows, throwing Noah Morrison over, and a sling blade from Wayne Evans. How dare you not have the maths done already? Get well, tell him, fucking, how dare you not have my fucking call it commander ready, you know? How dare he? And the arm tangled around the ropes there. Clamping the ears of Wayne Evans there. Yeah, they called him Wayne Morrison. That's not a person. Call it, Brad. You're right. You're so right, Brad. Wayne Evans rolling out the way. Goes for the jumping neck breaker, Noah, but it is dodged by Wayne Evans, who drops the elbow to the stomach of Noah. Waiting for him to get to his feet. And locking in the submission hold. Will Noah Morrison tap? No, he definitely didn't. He reversed it. Got out of that. And Noah Morrison dodging the grapple from Noah Morrison again. Wayne Evans is showing a lot of that prowess we saw from him in the earlier stages of the World Cup. You know, that same prowess I saw him win 6-0 against Owen O'Rourke in the first week. And a big clothesline from Noah Morrison. And a huge chop to the chest from Noah sends Wayne flying. 1, 2, kick out at 2. I think Noah Morrison was trying to take the bit of space, and he was trying to slide under the ropes to trip Wayne Evans up, but it didn't quite work. But the pop-up cutter works. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 again from Wayne Evans. And hitting with the knee. But Wayne Evans with the roll-up here. 1, 2, 3. Wayne Evans gets the first point via a roll-up. He is now guaranteed first place in this tournament, pretty much. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Noah Morrison is not getting 8 points here in 3, you know, nearly just under 4 minutes, but, you know. And the power slam. As he now goes in for the pin on Wayne Evans. 1, 2, 3. Noah Morrison gets his first point on the board as he now has 3.5 minutes to get a second, and he plants him down into the pin, and John Black's dreams could come crumbling here. 1, 2, 3, and they did. Noah Morrison has guaranteed his spot in the round of 16. The rest of this match is just bragging rights at this point. No stakes really here. I mean, I guess for Noah Morrison, it'd be nice to be able to overtake Elena Claire in third. And I guess Wayne Evans could potentially... what's it called? And Wayne Evans could as well here. If Wayne Evans could get himself 4 points here, he could draw Diego Barbosa as having the most points in the tournament, who currently has 18. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Very Noah Morrison. And the pop-up backbreaker. No way for Noah Morrison to get to his feet again. But Noah Morrison catches Wayne Evans, throwing him towards the ropes. And a big one-handed spine buster. Well, one-handed powerbomb. It was one of the two. They always look really similar in some variants. And planting him to the mat, trying to go for a 3rd point here. 1, 2, 3, and he is. If he gets 1 more point, then he'll finish above Elena Claire in 3rd. Goes for a big splash. And Wayne Evans lifting up into the back suplex as he now goes in for the pin here. 1, 2, 3. Wakes his way up to 15 points. He's now equal on points to Apathy and Olivia Black. 1 more season B, 2nd place in points in the entirety of the tournament. Less than a minute left. Wayne Evans has got Noah Morrison on his shoulders. Drops him on to the ropes. Now going onto the apron. Climbing up to the top rope here. Demanding Noah Morrison to get to his feet. He goes for the drop kick, but he does it way too high. Does it over the head of Noah Morrison. Noah Morrison getting the elbow up. And Noah Morrison and Wayne Evans jumping out of the grip of Noah Morrison. And into that pop-up DDT. Goes in for the pin now. 1, 2, 3. Wayne Evans. It's currently... The match is actually technically a draw. It's a 3-3 draw between... It's another draw to end Strike. Only 1 match on Strike that wasn't a draw. Yeah, I don't like cricket. I love cage fighting. Because I'm from Bradford. Alright, here is 1 half of the tag team champions alongside MD Silver. They've had difficult tournaments. MD Silver, of course, been able to turn his fortunes around a little bit more than Francis has. Francis still struggling. But he'll be looking to take the fight. I mean, he's not someone that will be looking to ease up on a newcomer. And, of course, Francis is one of only 2 competitors in the entirety of MCW history to hold 2 different titles during his run. Of course, the other, of course, with Francis holding both. He was the inaugural international champion and now a tag team champion currently. And, of course, the other one of that being Max Black, who definitely has the bigger flex of holding both world championships at 2 separate times. I said that powerbomb from Francis early, going for the pin. 1, and a kick out at 1 from Aramin G. And Aramin G slamming Francis's face down to the mat. She's someone who's come out to try and make a massive name for herself. Trying to prove she's not just trying to live off the name of her family as well. Trying to make a star out of herself without the help of family here. And she's definitely done that in this World Cup. Has been very impressive. Definitely being one of those rising stars that we have spoken about many a times in this stream. But if Francis can get some points here, there's still a chance for him in this group. You know, I mean, I believe it is the closest knit group in terms of points. And it has been that way for a while. At least in terms of getting into the top 4 anyways. Yeah, I mean, it's not that close at the top, considered with Mizaki being 4 points clear. But the rest of the group is pretty close. Francis 3 points behind Ruud van Gouten and Tyler 6, of course. And then Tyler 6 and Ruud van Gouten only 1 point behind Era, who's only 1 point behind Leon Grimes. Close between the rest of them. The back body drop from Francis into the spine buster. Stomp to the stomach of Era Minji. Flipping her over. And going in for the accolade. Will Era Minji tap out here? She wriggles under the legs of Francis Sharp. I mean, that's kind of what you expect with a size difference that these two have. And a big drop kick from Era Minji sends Francis flying to the outside. Oh, also, John, whilst it's still fresh in your mind, if you can send me the awards on Discord, please. That'd be great. And Era Minji's got Francis up, but Francis wriggles out. And this is already looking to be a great match between these two. Could be getting a match of the night early, depending on how the nearly 7 minutes remaining goes so far. And a spear from Francis. Going for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 from Era Minji. Very close, though. And a stomp to the face of Era Minji. But this is what Francis needs. Getting this damage out early. And it is very early. 6 minutes remaining is quite early to be taking in a spear. Especially a spear from Francis Sharp. And a huge back body drop from Era Minji. Francis rolling out of the way of the kick. But can't dodge the forearms of Minji, who gets the Hurricane Rana to Francis. And gets Francis up high. Takes him down to the mat. She waits for him to get back to his feet. She's going to go for that Soul Snatcher. And she does. She went for that numerous times last week, but didn't really hit any of them. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Francis. And the standing moonsault. And the roll up here from Francis, trying to steal the point. 1, 2, but a kick out at 2. Nearly, though. Nearly caught Era off guard there. 1. Also, John, did you rename it Winner of the Night? Because it's the only fucking person who won. Thrown into the ropes. Into a clothesline. It's got to be a scary thing getting thrown into the ropes by Francis, because normally he's lining up for that spears. He's just staring Era Minji down. He's just seemingly aura farming for reasons I don't really understand. But Era Minji with the code breaker. Francis rolling up though, and a spear! Into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Francis gets the first pin in this match. The first point, sorry. If he can get 3 more points somehow, he can sneak his way into that top 4 as things stand. And a running power slam. And he goes to the middle rope. You don't see Francis climb up the ropes that often. A double axe handle. RMG rolling up though, but he's met straight with a clothesline from Francis. Francis, no intentions of going easy on RMG here. And still returning the strikes. But RMG catching Francis off with an elbow. And now a shoulder tackle to take Francis down. And a running power slam of her own. Incredible showing of strength there from RMG to be able to lift up someone of Francis's size. Going for the springboard. I don't even know what the fuck that was, but it was very impressive. Going for the pin here. 1. And the referee was definitely counting really slow there. You could see Minji's frustration as she kind of realizes that. Goes for the grapple, but is, I guess, expected Francis to move a lot quicker. And going for the pin to try and throw Minji off guard. 1, 2, 3, and he does. He's now 2-0 up. 2.5 minutes left in this match. Around about. With the clothesline. And then going for the standing moonsault. She's going for the soul snatcher on Francis and it lands. She climbs back to her feet, going in for the pin, trying to get her point in this match here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Francis. I mean, if he kicked out with that, he probably would have kicked out with the one that the ref slow counted in anyways. But still. And a spear from Francis. He's looking to make it 3-0. 1, 2, 3, and he does. He is now drawn on points with Ruud van Gerten and Tyler 6. With 2 minutes left, Francis could maybe do it here. And the spinning power slam. We saw Doug Foster earlier tonight try and pull off a miracle comeback into the top 4 and fail. But can Francis Sharp have different fortunes here? Very slowly picking Minji upwards. Goes to run towards the ropes, but no, changing his mind, I suppose. But maybe that change of mind is going to cost him here as Minji's throwing him towards the ropes. Leaping over, leaping down. Goes for the leg takedown, but again, just gets way too eager. That's the kind of thing that you notice in these kind of big stakes matches here with these newer talents, is sometimes they can get thrown off guard by their own excitement and their own, you know, sometimes they try to rise to the occasion, sometimes a little bit too much. You know, sometimes you have to, you know, kind of remember the basics of wrestling rather than trying to go for the extravagant and the world's strongest slam from Francis. If he can get the free count here, he jumps into the top 4. 1, 2, 3, and he does. Francis is as of right now in the top 4, but there are still the other competitors here that can stop that. He's actually equal on points with Minji here, and a power bomb from Francis. And this is quite a situation for Minji here, who definitely needs a point of her own to be able to maybe stop her falling down at this point, because if Ruud van Gerten or Tyler 6 have good matches, her chances could diminish. And another spear into the pin, into another free count. Francis Sharp jumping into 10 points in the group, as this match is currently 5-0. And Francis Sharp going for the pin there, but the timer ran out. A 5-0 win for Francis Sharp. And Minji will certainly be hoping for, at the very least, for, well, she kind of needs Tyler 6 and Ruud van Gerten. She needs to guarantee that neither of those two get 2 points. If neither of them two get 2 points, then she's still in with a chance here, that's for sure. But it's a very dominant performance. Yeah, agreed, MD. It's a very dominant performance by one half of the tag champs. Of course, the other half of the tag champs, MD Silver, will be looking to do the same later tonight against Lacana Toro. But Francis started off very poorly, but has definitely found his form back in the last couple of weeks. And this is the kind of performance you expect to see from someone of the caliber of Francis Sharp. Oh. But the journey is not technically over for Eraminji just yet. There is still a chance for her to finish top 4, depending on the performances of Tyler Six and Ruud van Goten, who, to be fair, in Eraminji's defence, don't have much easier matches than she did. At least in terms of, if we're classing World Cup form, you'd actually argue that she has. Both Tyler Six and Ruud van Goten have harder matches ahead of them. On air, representing Iceland. Helga representing Germany. As the bell rings, Harvey immediately tries to take it with a clothesline, but Helga dodging out of the way, returning with the fist to send Harvey into the corner. She's using the ropes as advantage to wrap the elbow and the arm of Harvey on around to weaken him. As we're going to chain wrestling. And now, if you were talking about this match before the World Cup started and you said that Helga would be the favourite going into this match, people would have probably laughed at you. Probably thought you were insane. But, not only is she proven that she's definitely the favourite going into this match, she could be a favourite to win the whole tournament. She's been so surprisingly dominant. And has been able to get some big wins, and even in the matches she has lost, has been able to, look very strong. She hasn't really been dominated in any matches. She's always only just narrowly missed out in the few that she's lost. And the need to take down Harvey on the rebound. And see, this is what I mean. Helga being able to outstrength Harvey. Something that not many people on the roster would be able to do. Especially someone at her size. Harvey going for a big splash onto Helga here. Of course, Harvey needs an absolute miracle here to make his way into that top 4. I mean, he needs a bunch of situations to take place. He needs to be able to win this match by 5 points or more and hope that MD Silva doesn't get any against Carnotoro. But the problem is, if that happens then, because there's also the thing of, he not only does he need MD Silva to get no points, he would also need Carnotoro to beat MD Silva without getting more than 2. That's how slim pickings the chances are for Harvey on her. But you know what they say, miracles, they do happen. And can they happen for the Icelandic Viking here tonight? As he rolls out the way of the stomp from Helga. The power slam from Harvey on Air to Helga. Targeting the leg. More specifically, the knee of Harvey on Air. And the side slam into the pin from Harvey. And Harvey looking for the choke slam. And he gets her up high. Sends her crushing down to the mat. Goes for the pin. Trying to get the first point. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 from Helga. The back body drop. Job that pipe bomb just drop. Oh no. And the spear from Harvey. I will have a read of any promos after stream, but if you guys want to read it, go feel free. 1 and a 2 count there from the spear. Harvey's one for the future either way. Yeah, that is true. Regardless of his World Cup, you know, he has that potential. The backdrop reversal from Helga there. I think that's the one thing as well, though, that this World Cup has really showcased. This World Cup has showcased how bright the future of MCW actually is. Lovely lifting Helga up. Now, these two are definitely going at it. It's been quite an even battle between these two so far. Helga going for the pin 1. Kick out at 1 from Harvey on her. Just over 4 minutes left in this match. Apologies that I keep messing around with my nose. I've got a bit of a runny nose all of a sudden. Harvey on her getting Helga up. And a power bomb from the highest of heights. Going for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Harvey picks up the first point here. There is a chance. There is a chance. And a spear from Harvey as he now goes in for a second pinfall. Trying to get the second point here. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. Somehow Helga managed to find the fight in her to kick out of the second, but not the first. As he goes to pick Helga up, but Helga gets the elbow to the stomach. And then locking in the armbar. I can't see the angle. You'll have to tell me. I don't think the bell ring, but can someone just tell me for clarification, please? And Helga going for the pin, though, on Harvey here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. No, yeah, I didn't think so. And dropping the elbow onto the chest. And kicks to the side of Harvey into a jumping clothesline. Going in for another submission here. Harvey taps this time. It is 1-1 here. Helga equaling Brad Collins' points at the top. As she now goes in for a second pin, trying to really capitalize, getting as many points as possible. 1, 2, 3, and she does. Taking it to 2-1. Harvey on her pushing Helga off. Flinging her across the ring, showing that strength that we know he possesses. And looking for that choke slam, lifts her up and sends her crashing to the mat, trying to pick up a second point to even the scores. 1, 2, 3, and he does. He is even on points with Lacana Tora now. If he gets 2 more points, he is equal to MD Silver. Goes to rain the punches into the stomach of Helga. Helga throwing him across to the ropes, though. But Harvey catches the leg. But Helga dodging the grapple. Getting Harvey up for a suplex driver into the armbar. But I don't think it's not an actual submission. It's just targeting it, I think. I don't know. Is this submission? No, it's not. Okay. And she snaps the arm of Harvey. Does a very long, convoluted move that really confused me then. I'll be honest. It definitely got me. A stomp to the face. Harvey pushing her off. As he gets her up into a falling power slam. As she goes into the corner. Only 20 seconds left, though. Not much time here. And I think Harvey's just trying to do as much, like, pain to Helga as he can. I think even he knows there's not enough time for him to get the points that he needs. And the German suplex. Clearly frustrated in himself there near the end. As we go into a draw there. Between Harvey Unner and Helga. As it is pretty much, well, it's not pretty much, it is all Harvey Unner's chances of the round of 16 are all over. But it is definitely a battle at the moment between these two men coming up next. Lacana Toro versus MD Silva. So this FIFA MD. You're welcome. It was my idea. MD with an immediate kick. The one little subtlety, by the way, I absolutely adore about MD Silva, genuinely, is the fucking... I adore, like, how in his entrance, he has his knee pads at knee height, and then just because he's so fucking serious about, like, the match in general, that, you know, while preparing for the match and while his opponent does their entrance and stuff, he pulls down his fucking knee pads so he can just get the full proper connection of bone to skull. Lacana Toro pushed off by MD Silva. Just go for a second H-bomb in this match. And a roll-up from Toro. Kick out before one. I'm just not noticing this. Hey, Brad, listen, you're always, you know, there's always time to learn about little subtleties in MCW. So that's what I love about this Fed. I love the little subtleties that people put into their calls that, you know, sometimes it just takes a while to notice, you know. You know, he's not a tag champion for no reason. That's for sure. This man has been lethal since he returned. Since the breakup of Severance, we've seen a completely new side to him. And it has been one of the most lethal and one of the most methodical in-ring performers that we've had in MCW. Of course, he had a difficult start to the World Cup, as did his tag partner, Francis Sharp, but it looks like both of them have managed to find their form, find their fitting. Maybe they just struggle with the Iron Man format, as neither man had ever fought under those conditions before. I mean, those two men are not really known for really fighting under many actual kind of gimmick matches. Stipulation matches. They're usually very one-on-one wrestlers, and that's it, kind of a normal singles competitor. And MD Silva looking for the penalty kick on Lacana Toro. The torpedo is a perfect move for him. Yeah, the torpedo Moscow has been absolutely destructive for MD Silva, and a lovely arm drag there. Oh, arm drag, like hip tops type deal. And MD Silva is just one of the most versatile performers that we have as well in the company. He's going for the power driver onto Lacana Toro, looking to get his first point here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Now, Lacana Toro does have the possibility here to pick up the miracle. This is pretty much a you know, round of 16 decider here. It is one of these men will be going through. 1, 2, and the driver gets MD Silva his first point. And with 7 minutes remaining, it's not looking good for Lacana Toro, that's for sure. Francis loves that move. I fucking don't. There's some calls here that made some moves infamous and widely known for them. Some finishers just fit so well. Facts, I agree. That's actually a great question for the chat. What would you guys say are like the contenders for the most iconic finishers for the wrestler that they belong to in MCW? Like, what do you think are the most iconic finishers in MCW? Because I do think the Torpedo Moscow's up there. Elena Claire's spinning back fist is another one that came into mind. Absolutely. Francis Spear. I think that's fair. Yeah, it's been there since the beginning. From the early days, Max Black, the rear naked choke. Yeah, but he doesn't hit that often anymore. And a 2 count for Carnotoro against MD there. An Operation Dragon from Carnotoro there. Yeah, Brad's clothesline from hell is up there, definitely. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Yes, the Claymore for Owen is an actual great shout. That is a brilliant shout, actually. Go for the moonsault. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Carnotoro really trying hard to equal the score here. He knows that he's got a very big uphill battle to climb. Helga armbar. I think it's too early for Helga is the problem. I think that's the thing, is we've just not seen it enough. It's so funny though, because if he actually won matches with his special moves, I think it would be easy to put a Leon Black in there, a Leon Grimes, sorry, but like he doesn't win with them. And another Operation Dragon goes with a pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Oh, what am I on about? Actually, I think an obvious one, Diego Barbosa Pele kick. I genuinely think that's up there with one of the most iconic, genuinely. Yeah, I said, listen, I fuck up names sometimes, Brad. Fuck you. It's not the end of the world. I think Diego Barbosa's Pele kick's got to be up there, or like the coup de grace. Like just those two signature finishers together are pretty like iconic in general. Kawagoye from MD Silva to Carnotoro there. And going in for the pin now for the Torpedo Moscow. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Carnotoro joins the limited club of people that kick out of the Torpedo Moscow. Also, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention properly, but was Carnotoro didn't get a point when he hit that Operation Dragon just a minute ago, did he? Did he get the point? I actually genuinely don't remember, because I was kind of focused on the question. I was just thinking. Hip toss from Carnotoro. Goes in for the pin now. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Can someone please in the chat confirm? Because I'm a little bit worried that I may have missed it. A tornado DDT. No, I don't think he did. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3. Carnotoro evens up the score. 1-1. No, it's called BFT. If you didn't know what I meant, I don't think it got a point. Okay. Yeah, I know what move you meant, John. I just always call it a fucking a BFT because it's just easier to remember. And he went for the Operation Dragon there, but MD Silva caught him with a front slam. Like I say to people, it's hard to remember the variations of every move. Even just like in real world wrestling, it's hard, let alone. And the Torpedo Moscow, he goes for it, but Carnotoro dodges him out of the way. Carnotoro might be one of the few people. Carnotoro might be the kryptonite for MD Silva's Torpedo Moscow. Dropping underneath. And the referee definitely getting in the way of Carnotoro there. MD Silva getting the elbow up. A kick to the head of Carnotoro to send him down to the mat. Drop to the chest. Did he drag the ref in the way? I didn't see that. And the Torpedo Moscow hits. He doesn't fling it aside this time. 1, 2, Free, and it's not a kick out this time. MD Silver, 2-1 up. Oh, no, for like storyline. Oh, okay. My apologies. And a GTS into a suplex, into the pin, trying to take his lead to 3-1. 1, 2, 3, and he does. He's now even at his, what his tag partner managed to get his points to in Group C, as they're both now currently, MD and Francis are both on 10 points. He goes for the Torpedo Moscow again, but Carnotoro dodges it once more. And now Carnotoro, if there's any chance, he technically his actual challenger now would be Ronan Wolf that he'd be trying to leapfrog here. The back of the head dropped onto the knee. And Elena Claire is going to be crying backstage, as it does seem like Carnotoro's chances of advancing to the round of 16 are all but over. I mean, you're not going to get 4 points in 30 seconds, let's be honest. It's basically this point, it's just a question if MD Silver can get more points. And just chopping and just beating down on Carnotoro. It's brutal. The slingshot kick to the chest. Carnotoro with one last kick. Getting some one last kick flurry here and a suplex. And that's the end of the match. As the match ends 3-1 to MD Silver. As pretty much all of the top 4 in Group A now are confirmed. They are all going through. You know, it will be Brad Collins, Helga, Ronan Wolf, and MD Silver that will advance in this tournament. You know, at this point, again, it's just with the last match of Group A still to go. It's pretty much just bragging rights, really, for Brad Collins to try and take that top spot back from Helga. And I guess technically he has the chance to, again, overtake Diego Barbosa's points tally if he can get 5 or 6 points even against Ronan Wolf. Silva could not get it done with a torpedo. Yeah, I mean, he only hit... Only once did the torpedo actually put Carnotoro down, really. I mean, the first one he kicked out of, and then he dodged 2 of them. You know, he only had a 1 in 4 hit rate there with the Torpedo Moscow, which is very unheard of for MD in a match. You know, and I'll be breaking down in Gorilla. You guys have been having fucking fun with roleplay tonight. MD Silva rightly celebrating his advancement, making it to the next stage of the World Cup, despite the rough start, and he will be joining his tag partner Francis Sharp in the round of 16. It is Mizaki versus Tyler 6. Of course, Tyler 6 started off slightly promising, was undefeated after the second week due to getting a win and a draw. Well, no, it was 2 draws actually in a row, sorry. We had a lot of draws as well this in this stream, so there could be more here. Mizaki taking advantage of the chain wrestling here. And she'll be looking for a dominant win. Maybe even going, like I mentioned, even going for that points tally. Again, 5 points in this match sees her get the most points in the group stages. Currently a record held by Diego Barbosa. But Tyler 6 is someone that is very unpredictable. And a huge high knee from Mizaki there. Mizaki rolling out of the way. And the disrespect shown there by Tyler 6. But Mizaki not taking the disrespect kindly. Which goes for the springboard on the bottom rope. Goes for the pin early. 1. Kick out at 1 from Tyler 6. Another high knee from Mizaki. 6 or 7. Hey, MD, don't look at the amount that's been donated. More chain wrestling between these two. Misaki outpowering Tyler 6. Trapping him in the corner now. Tyler 6 getting the elbow up. But Mizaki dodging out the way. And a returned bulldog from Tyler 6. But now Mizaki tripping the leg to catch Tyler 6 off guard. Going up top. Looking for that moon stomp to the stomach of Tyler 6. Still paying respects, even though Tyler 6 definitely wasn't paying respects to Mizaki earlier. All I'm saying is there's a chance Tyler 6 loses by 7. That is possible. Be great for Mizaki, to be fair. Definitely break that point record. Throwing Tyler 6 towards the ropes here. Goes for the grapple, maybe a suplex of some variant. But Tyler 6 gets the elbows out to reverse. And Tyler 6 now getting his first point of serious offense in this match. A DDT to Mizaki. And gets Mizaki up on his shoulders. And a knee strike. And a huge... fucking... whatever that move's called, I forgot. I'm running over the back of Mizaki. Showboating. Again, that lack of respect from Tyler 6 to Mizaki. An electric chair. Frankenstein and Poison around it. Well, you both fucking... So what are you wrong? How about that? And Tyler 6. With the pop-up cutter to Mizaki. Going for the pin early. 1, 2... And Mizaki kicks out at 2. Same move, different. Oh, okay. And a huge springboard dropkick the center halfway across the ring. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. And that came out of fucking nowhere. She picks Tyler 6 up. Strikes into a stomp to the chest. And a Kamagoye from Mizaki. Picking Tyler 6 up. And a suplex. As she goes and goes to lock in the Muta lock. And it's locked in. Will Tyler 6 tap? And Tyler 6 taps out. It's 1-0 to Mizaki. And Mizaki trying to capitalize with a pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And she does get it off. She really is going for that point record. Throwing Tyler 6 in the corner. She runs the length of the ring, goes for the Meteora, but Tyler 6 dodges out the way and dodges out the grapple and goes for the double foot stomp, which is dodged by Mizaki. What's she at? She's currently at 16. The record is 18. She needs 3 more to beat the record. With 4 minutes, it's not impossible. And the Black Mass goes in for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. I don't know how Tyler 6 kicked out of that. And the back body drop. Kick to the back. Moving Tyler 6 away from the ropes. She goes for another Kamagoye. Not going in for the pinfall, though. Not done there. Black Mass again. In for the pin. 1, 2, 3. She's now 3-0 up. She's 1 point behind the record. Seen someone kick out of that, correct? It is the first time anyone has kicked out of the Black Mass, I believe. Actually, no, Rube Van Gerten must have done when he won. He must have done. A BFT from Tyler 6. Tyler 6 definitely needs to get some points on the board here as well if he wants to avoid, you know, getting eliminated from this tournament. Smashing the face of Tyler 6 on the turnbuckle. And wrenching the arm over the ropes. He's not had a good showing. That is true, yeah. Mizaki has been dominant as hell here. She goes to the top rope. And a leg drop. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. She is 18. She is equal to the record of Diego. And she has 2 minutes to break it. She goes in for the Devil's Kiss. 3. And in for the pin once more. This could be it. This could be the new record. 1, 2, 3. And it is the new record. 19 points for Mizaki. And she's still not letting up. She's currently 5-0 up here against Tyler 6. Tyler 6 was going to go for a springboard there, but Mizaki caught him first. Throws him to the ropes. But a returning clothesline from Tyler 6. Tyler 6 trying to take some fight to Mizaki now. Of course, you know, there's a minute here. There's enough time to get maybe, you know, get a point, maybe 2. That'd be huge for Tyler 6. Regardless of the loss, points are necessary for him here. As he goes for a springboard dropkick, but misjudges the distance. I don't know why the camera is not changing. I guess we got a more scenic route of camera here. For the rest of this match, I don't know why the camera's like this. And Mizaki returning strikes. Going for the clothesline, but it's caught by Tyler 6. Who does get her into the corner. And a pop-up cutter from Tyler 6. He goes in for the pin. 1, but there's just not enough time. Even if it would have got the point, there wasn't enough time. 5-0 to Mizaki Ryoki. She is now the current record holder. And realistically, the only person who can maybe threaten that, maybe, is Brad in the main event. Yeah, the camera was cool. I wish there was a way to actually set it so it was like that, but it's not. But yeah, if Brad Collins can get a 6-point victory, he will even the record. If he can get 7 somehow, then he will be the new record holder at 20. But that's ridiculous though. When you look at the group stage and think that to get a clear record holder now, you would have to break that 20 point mark. Which feels ridiculous to say. Yes, guys, 6-7. Haha. Tyler 6 here. It looked like he could have got a point, but the timer had ran out for him. And it's 5-0 to Mazaki. And I think it's safe to say she's definitely finishing top of that group. You know, she's 9 points clear at the top of the group. Which is the biggest gap between first and second in the whole tournament. The record holder. I think she's lost the least matches. She's only lost 1 match in this tournament. To Ruud van Goorten. Which, to add on to that ridiculous stat of only losing 1 match, she has only given up 3 points the whole tournament. The entire length, all 5 rounds, only 3 points have been taken away. Grimes, Ruud van Goorten. Again, bear in mind, Ruud van Goorten needs 2 points in this match. He doesn't even need to win. He just needs 2 points to secure his place in the top 4. Leon Grimes is already confirmed to be in the top 4, but I'm sure it'd be nice for him to at least get 1 point here to confirm himself the second place spot. I mean, I'm sure, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he'd take a 10-0 win to take the first place, but I don't think that's going to happen. But RVG has got to get 2 points over the European champion to get his spot in the top 4. Which would see, if that were to happen, that would see both Tyler 6 and Era Minji get eliminated. And again, to be fair, even at 1 point, there is a chance that he still eliminates Era Minji based on point differential. Yeah, Leon did have a bad start. I mean, he lost his first match to Mazaki, absolutely dominated by a returning Mazaki, and then obviously drew his next match against, I think it was, who was it? Was it Tyler 6 that he drew against, I believe? Leapfrogging over, and the arm drag into the springboard moonsault, but does not quite get the distance needed. But the running drop kick. And the running splash. Ugh. There, guys, puts in a nice Hurricane Rana from the top rope to Ruud van Goorten from Leon Grimes, taking the fight to Ruud van Goorten very quickly. But RVG returning with some strikes of his own and a big suplex to Leon Grimes. Of course, we saw Ruud van Goorten getting a huge upset last week in being the only person to beat Masaki. And honestly, it's quite, I'd argue, RVG is quite unlucky to be in this position that he's in, where it's going to be quite difficult for him to avoid elimination, considering that he's the only person to beat Mazaki in this tournament. And also, don't forget that he got that shock win over Francis Sharp in week 1. 2 pretty big stars in this tournament. Let's just spreadsheet tab of the Discord, join now and get to witness the great Jack Collins. Okay. But the nothing but net lands, and he goes in for the pin on RVG. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Look at Leon going for the pin after an actual signature. How he has improved. And a super kick there as he's now going top rope. Is he going to look for that frog splash? And he's looking for it, but RVG rolling out the way just in time. It sees Leon Grimes crash towards the mat. When RVG is someone who's shown that he's got a lot of heart. And the super kick into the big suplex, into the pin here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. And a huge European uppercut into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. And a falling senton. A chop to the chest with a kick to the head into a suplex. RVG inspired by, he's a true wrestler's wrestler, inspired by, you know, some of the greats of technical wrestling from the past. You know, you have the likes of, you know, Kurt Angle being a big inspiration of RVG. Submission locked in, but Leon Grimes breaking the hold, and with the elbows managing to get RVG off of him, and a lovely springboard DDT from Leon Grimes. Because obviously getting most of his signatures and finishers inspired by, you know, again, some of the best submission specialists that he grew up watching. Again, I already mentioned Kurt Angle, but, you know, you got people like Bret Hart as well was, you know, another name that would come to mind for stuff like submissions. And a sling blade on the outside the ring after the suicide dive from Leon Grimes. As he throws Ruud Van Gerten back into the ring. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Leon Grimes gets the first point here, as he now sends himself into firmly guaranteed second place in the group. But there's still time for Ruud Van Gerten to get those 2 much needed points. Ruud Van Gerten with a reversal into a beautiful power slam. The strength from Ruud Van Gerten. And goes for the standing moonsault. But Leon Grimes rolling out the way there. And the high knee from Leon. As Leon Grimes jumps to the top rope. Looking for a frog splash a second time. And this time it lands. Going in for the pin now. 1, 2, 3. Takes his lead to 2-0. And Leon Grimes rolling out the way. But Ruud Van Gerten grabbing him anyways. Taking him to the corner, but Leon Grimes getting the elbows up. Throwing Ruud Van Gerten to the ropes. But manages to catch him with a right hand. Caught by Ruud Van Gerten into the punch, and then the kick for caught from Leon Grimes. But it's then reversed into a front slam from RVG. With a pop-up European uppercut. Moves Leon Grimes away from the ropes so he can't go for a rope break. Goes in for the pinfall. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Leon Grimes. It's a great little spot of hope there from RVG, who's still got the hope, flinging Leon Grimes over and raining down the punches to the face of the European champion. And goes in for a suplex once again. But RVG's down. Almost as long as Leon Grimes. Well, exactly as long, actually. They both get to their feet at the same time. Took just as much out of RVG as it did Leon. But RVG getting fired up. But Leon Grimes getting the fists up. And goes for a springboard DDT. But he misses the distance. And the legs targeted there by RVG. Could all the leg targeting be the reason that Leon Grimes is missing? Another pop-up European uppercut. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Ruud van Goorten has got a point. Technically, there is a chance that he's just made it into the top 4, depending on the point differential between him and Eraminji. If he gets one more, he gets a guaranteed spot in the top 4. Targeting the face. 20 seconds left now for RVG to get one more point, secure his place in the top 4, and he goes for that body that sent on from the top, but it is dodged out of the way by Leon Grimes. Leon Grimes throwing him into the corner, and that's the timer. It is a 2-1 win for Leon Grimes. But that 1 point could be enough for Ruud van Goorten to make it through. We just don't know yet. Guys, why did John Cena post a photo of Arn Anderson with the Danhausen face paint? Why did John Cena post this? As we now prepare ourselves for the main event of Clash. I mean, I'll be honest, it's kind of a pointless match. You know, it is 10 minutes of complete fucking nothing, basically, because they're both through anyways. But, you know, I guess the main thing here is if Brad Collins can get 2 points out of this match, then he takes the top spot in Group A. And I guess, technically, if he gets 7 points, he can break Masaki's point record. Alright. Ronan Wolf versus Brad Collins. 2 big meaty men. Both are guaranteed to go through in this World Cup, but, you know, it is down to... But the real question is, can Brad finish top of the group? And could Ronan, you know, improve his position from being, you know, 4th place here? I mean, he's only 1 point behind MD Silver, so he could definitely take that 3rd place quite comfortably within this match. But there's definitely a bit of a big hill to climb to overtake Brad and Helga. Basically, will it be... It's basically a battle here in the top of the table on whether it'll be established star and former All-Star world champion Brad Collins that finishes top of Group A, or it'll be MCW newcomer Helga that actually tops the group, which would see her be the only person that had debuted within a month of the start. Press eliminated an entrance of theme will change. Trust me, I hate it. I also can't stand country music. Yeah, it is true. You did tell me it was only for the World Cup. No, though, Brad, you'll need to re-upload him, because I don't actually have his old entrance still. Yeah, I'll do it tonight. That way you can just be prepared ahead of time. Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you know what I'm kind of thankful for? Not many people are going to be making that many core changes now because of the fact that, you know, they would have probably had to delete this game to make space for the new one. And the power driver from Ronan Wolf, but it's still a kick out at 1 from Brad Collins. And a clothesline from Hell. This is 2 men that have that clothesline. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Oh. Brad getting all hyped up now. Ronan not used to winning big matches against men of late, so this will be difficult for him. Yeah, Ronan does only tend to beat women. Take that however you want at this point. Throwing Brad over the ropes. And Brad throwing Ronan to the ropes this time, and then meets him with a high knee. Goes for the pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, it's a kick out at 1. And a power slam from Brad Collins. As he plants face first, Ronan Wolf goes in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Ronan Wolf. Ronan Wolf pushing Brad Collins off. Ronan Wolf throwing Brad Collins into the ref, but Brad Collins using that as an opportunity to take his composure to dodge the strikes of Ronan Wolf. But Ronan Wolf tripping Brad up here. Goes for the kick, Brad rolling right up. Ronan Wolf got Brad up into a suplex, into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. This match truly could just go either way at this point. And the clothesline from Hell, caught by Brad, who returns with a World's Strongest Slam. And a spine buster into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Both men just brutalizing each other here. And like I said, they're both through. This is just for the love of the sport at this point. And the clothesline from Hell into the pin. 1, 2, and another kick out at 2. Brad stalking Ronan Wolf as he stumbles to his feet. And goes for another clothesline from Hell. Will the second one be any better? 1, 2, 3, and it is. Brad Collins is now even on points with Ronan Wolf. Not Ronan Wolf, sorry, Helga. Ronan Wolf gets Brad up on his shoulders, but Brad fighting out with an elbow. Throwing him towards the ropes. And a side slam from Brad Collins. He's trying to feed off the energy of the crowd who are loving this big, meaty match between these absolute brutes of the business. And a standing moonsault from Brad Collins. It's not often you see a man of that size pull off that kind of athleticism. You know, unless you're at a black family reunion, in which, you know, you probably see that all the time. And a spine buster from Brad Collins into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Brad Collins is now top of Group A and will finish there now. 2 minutes left. At this point, I think the crowd just wants to see more meat slapping meat. Brennan Wolf rolling out of the way. Brad Collins throwing in towards the ropes, dropping underneath. And going in for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Ronan Wolf. Ronan Wolf tripping up Brad Collins, but Brad Collins catching Ronan Wolf by surprise in return. Picks him up into another spine buster, but tripping the legs up Ronan Wolf. Oh no, you don't want to see this. Ronan Wolf going to the top rope, but Brad dodging the dive. Last thing you want to see is Ronan Wolf on the top rope. And Brad Collins catches the grapple of Ronan Wolf. Ronan Wolf throws Brad there, and a pop-up headbutt. Stomp to the back of the ankles. Less than 30 seconds left. Brad Collins returning the Irish whip. Sending Ronan Wolf to the apron. And flinging him over. Into, trying to go for an extra point here. 1, 2, 3, and he does succeed. It is 3-0 to Brad Collins. And another clothesline from hell at the death, but he can't get the extra point from it. But 3-0 is very impressive from Brad Collins. As Brad Collins is finishing. So, including, I mean, I will end up making a tweet about it anyways. Luckily, there is still the point differential issue of Rue Van Gerten and Aaron Minji. So give me 1 second to work that out real quick before I announce who advances. Do.